Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at the newly released PSA Dagger. All right, so we picked up a Dagger a few days ago and wanted to come up today and just take a look at everything that's included and do some accuracy and some function testing and just get an overall feel for the gun. So let's start by seeing what all's included. So it looks like we've got owner's manual, a few stickers, pistol of course. Let's see what else is in here. 115 round mag and a cable lock kit. All right, we're gonna load up a bunch of mags. We've got a lot of different ammo that we're gonna test today. We got everything from 95, 115, 124, 147, and 150 grain. First thing we're gonna do is some accuracy testing. We're set up here at 18 yards. We're gonna shoot some groups with some different bullets. See what the gun likes, what it runs best, maybe what group's best before we really start putting some rounds through it. So we set up at 18 yards, shot a few groups with some of the bullets I mentioned before. You know, they range from 95 to 150 grain. Basically what we found when we got started was everything was hitting high. Everything, you know, shot a group or two, everything was high, kind of come down, kept coming down. So ended up with a little bit less than a 6 o'clock hold, like I said, at 18 yards. So, you know, I had to get here just to drag everything into the black. But once we figured that out, you know, we were good and shot some decent little groups. The 115 grain hollow point Remington and the 150 grain Syntech by Federal gave the best groups. You know, this little cluster right in here was those two bullets there at the end. So, so those were good. All right, we're about 250 rounds in. So far, no malfunctions of any type. Everything's running good with the gun. It's definitely getting dry. May put a drop of oil on it or something, but so far, so good. All right, just playing around here. We're gonna see if we can hit one of these plates at 30 yards. Okay. Probably the biggest question concerning the Dagger that I've seen online and just seen some people asking is compatibility with another Gen 3 striker fired pistol, right? So anyway, I don't think anybody actually has the answer so far, but the rumor is that you can use some parts, you can swap some things. So we pulled an upper off of something else. We're gonna throw it on here and see how she runs. All right, here goes. So we've been out here for a few hours this morning, put over 500 rounds through the Dagger. Gun was surprisingly good. I think it was better than I personally expected anyway. Out of those 500, we did have one malfunction. Not sure that it wasn't ammo related. We had a light strike on the primer. Actually put that round back in, tried to fire it a second time. Did not work, ran fine after that with everything we tried. So not really sure. That's, you know, who knows what was going on there. But that was the only malfunction. No failure to feeds, no failure to ejects, no failure to extracts. Everything was good. We ran the pistol, I mean, we stopped about halfway and said we may throw some oil on it or whatever, but we just ran it dry and it became bone dry. You'll be able to tell it's bone dry, but it didn't affect reliability that we could tell at all. So overall, kind of impressed with this thing. All right, so like I was saying, the initial impression of the gun is that it's shot good and it actually ran. You know, that in my mind, that's kind of first and foremost. If it won't do those two things, it's really not worth having. So, anyway, having said that, you know, we did a little accuracy test with it too. And I kind of think you have to keep in mind, you know, what you're doing with these and what their intended purpose is. I think if you expect to shoot little dime-sized groups at 25 yards with it, not saying the gun isn't capable of that, but I am saying in the configuration with a big front sight and some of those things, man, it's just hard. It's just hard to shoot tiny little groups with. But the gun will definitely shoot some groups. You know, grouped well, was consistent. Of course, maybe this even varies from individual to individual, but you know, for me, I had to go to a little more of a 6 o'clock hold on it to kind of get point of impact, what I was looking for. But I also say that's an easy fix. I mean, a lot of guys are going to swap sights anyway, so, you know, being that this is compatible with a lot of popular stuff that's out there, you know, that's a quick, easy swap if that's what you wanted. You know, I know some guys may end up going with like suppressor height or night sight or maybe a fiber setup or something like that. But anyway, that, like I say, that's an easy fix, and that's just my personal preference. You know, I like a different sight configuration. So really, other than the sights, for me personally, I like this gun. You know, that's the only thing that I really say out of the box I would want to change. And again, depending on your application and what you want to do with it, you know, if you're going to make it solely a concealed carry pistol, you know, if this is going to become your everyday carry, or if you're going to, you know, sort of maybe compete in it, find some kind of sports that you would use this to compete with, or if it's just a fun gun, you know, just a range gun you just take out and shoot and have a good time with, you know, all that I think will vary from individual to individual. So moving on with some of the features of the pistol, I'll say the thing that I like the most about it and was most impressed by would be the frame, specifically the grip. The grip angle is nice. The texture, it's aggressive enough that you can actually get some friction. You know, you can get a hold of the gun. It doesn't move all around your hands or feel slick or anything like that. So I really like that. You know, it has a good angle. Even the shape of it, you know, it kind of has a bit of a swell to it and some other things, but it fits the hand really nice. Definitely prefer that to some other popular grips that are out there that, you know, just maybe don't fit my hands that well. But the texture on that, one of the things that I look for, I like something aggressive, but that's also a trade-off, especially in a concealed carry situation. If you're carrying something and this is rubbing against your skin all day, every day, that real aggressive stuff will be old real quick. You know, that's not what you want. So anyway, did a little testing as well of this, actually in an appendix position, you know, rubbing against some of that kind of tender skin that you've got right there. Not bad at all. I think you could wear that all day. It wouldn't bother you at all if you were carrying, say, at 4 o'clock or something, and it got around here rubbing on you. Not rough enough to really mess you up or anything there. So overall, really like the grip. Like I say, the angle and everything, you can really get a good purchase on the gun. Helps the gun track, pretty neutral, and you know, doesn't have a ton of flip, all things considered. All right, so there's probably 2 other questions everybody's looking for some type of answer or an opinion on. One of those being the trigger. So it's a striker-fired platform. You're gonna have a little take up, you know, a little slack, a wall, then it breaks. The reset, it's not incredibly long. There is a little reset to it, but you know, I look at some of this and go, if you're a, you know, a 1911, 2011 kind of guy that is used to that platform, yeah, this may feel like there's a lot more going on. But if you're talking striker-fired guns in general, it's not bad. I can say I own a couple other pistols that are probably worse, that were at a price point that was maybe 3 times this. You know, when you just start talking about grit, you know, and things like that, and just getting a clean break. So this one here isn't that bad. I can't tell any difference in it now from when I first started shooting it, you know, to say that it kind of broke in or anything like that. It pretty much feels the same it did out of the box. Haven't touched anything internally, of course, you know, but I do think if a guy wanted to, you know, maybe change a connector or polish a few things up, maybe even go to a completely different trigger in here, you know, he could drop something in probably no problem. I saw some things online where some guys were, you know, voicing their opinion on the style of trigger. And again, I think maybe that varies from individual to individual. The other question that seems to keep coming up is compatibility with parts of another popular Gen 3 striker-fired pistol, right? So I don't really know what answers are out there, but in looking at this and checking out a few things before we came out today, I figured I would at least try it out. So what we did, we just brought a completely different upper from another pistol that I had laying around and put it on, took it down here, shot a few rounds out of it. I think we run 2 or 3 mags once it's all said and done. No issues whatsoever, dropped right on, shot fine. So definitely don't take that as the gospel that, yeah, you can do it and you can change anything you want. All I'm saying is I did change the entire top end and it worked fine. So, you know, maybe you'll have some similar results if you give that a try. So really, for the money, you know, that's the way I look at this gun. It's for the money. This thing retails for $299. I think when I got it, I walked out the door, it was $330 with tax and everything. So you might as well say for 330 bucks, what else can you get that's kind of in the same class, you know, most bang for your buck, so to speak. I don't know that you're going to find anything. You know, I've got loads of pistols at all kind of different price points, and for the money, I don't think you can beat it. I really don't. That's my honest opinion. So if you're a guy that maybe doesn't prefer this particular sight setup, or maybe you want to change a little something with the trigger, you know, depending on your application, if it's a carry gun or a gun that you're just wanting to hot rod to come up to the range and shoot with your buddies, something like that, whatever you want to do, you do have that option. You know, you can drop some parts in and still, you could change a few of those things and maybe still be under 500 bucks on this pistol. We may continue this evaluation a little and maybe swap out some parts, come back and do another report on, you know, how this thing performs, you know, with a few mods and some things like that, and just get some more time behind the gun, get used to it a little bit. But you know, definitely my first impression of just spending a morning with it, just kind of shooting random stuff, was like I said earlier, the gun ran, that's first and foremost. The gun's plenty accurate enough. It feels good, it shoots good, it's comfortable to shoot, you know, didn't tear my hands up, but can definitely get a good purchase on the gun. So all in all, good package, $299, man, you can't beat it.